Season 53, War Number 2. Today we've matched up against DD13. The bands are Ironheart, Lady Deathstrike, Luke Cage, Spider-Man 2099, and Prof X. And my team today is Mr. Negative, Photon, and Arcade. Yes, it's finally the Arcade War. I have been looking forward to this since the tactic dropped. And the reason that it took me so long was one, he is a hard champion to plan around. He has very specific use cases, and a lot of them aren't something that a map is always going to allow for you. But I did see a perfect opportunity when planning this war to get a very nice arcade path and mini assignments. So anyway, yeah, it's finally the time that he is going to join the war team, and I can show you that this guy actually has some pretty interesting use cases, and that during this Alliance War tactic he might be worth running. So first up, we're fighting this spot on node 6, and I didn't even realize what the big threat of this fight was before going into it. So you see me taking a bunch of ruptures, and I'm like, wait, why am I taking a bunch of ruptures? I forgot it's because when he throws an SP1 and goes buff immune, then every time you would trigger that prowess or the physical resist buff from the node, he's just gonna place a rupture on you because he's immune to the buff. You just completely overlooked it when I assigned this one to myself, but either way, yeah. So that is the first fight, but the second fight is going to be an arcade fight. And another reason that Arcade was difficult to assign last season was because he was bugged last season. And the bug was his Torment debuffs were not granting Secutor charges, so it made his loop a lot more stressful for war. But now that bug has been fixed, you can see the Torment right there did give me a Secutor charge, so now that he has his bug fix, I am much more confident in assigning myself him. So yeah, that just gives me a lot more opportunity, which is really nice. So we're fighting this Dani here on node 15, trying to bait her SP1s only because you just don't want Dani throwing an SP2, because she definitely hits very hard, especially with aggression prowess. So yeah, we're just continually baiting her SP1s. Don't believe she wants to throw it right here, but she does there instead. And yeah, we just want to keep triggering our Poisonous Cloud, and then keep placing those poison debuffs and such. Drop the SP2, place a bunch of debuffs there. But I did accidentally trigger my quote-unquote auto-block when my medium whiffed and then she attacked. It's just an auto-block bug that's like always existed, where like if you're going for like a special intercept and then they hit you right after you activate the special, or would hit you, then you're gonna trigger your auto block. So it's an annoying bug, but it's whatever. And yeah, that's the first fight. Next up, we're fighting Storm Pyramid X on node 24, activating Arcade's Power Up pre-fight, because that is going to increase the ability accuracy of my attacks and my parry by 100%, which I don't necessarily need because Arcade's basics don't do anything. It's just when you knock them down and use special attacks where he actually uses abilities. But yeah, I just kind of activated it anyway. I didn't necessarily need to. But also, one use case of it is if I ever somehow am close to dying and then the Pyramid X can trigger the Assassin Mastery, I'm going to have the extra ability accuracy to where my parries wouldn't be able to fail or something, so that's another use case of it. Because the Assassin Mastery has actually killed me in war before. I'm sure a lot of people who have been playing high tier for a long time have died at least once to Assassin. So yeah, that's an interesting use case of the power-up, so pretty cool there. And yeah, just continue to bait her SP1s. If we push her to SP2 and it's unblockable, we have Arcade's auto block that also comes with a steadfast, so we would probably be fine. We'd take a bit of block damage for sure, but it probably wouldn't kill us because we can block unblockables with steadfast, and then auto block in general, just with the auto blocker special attack in general with enough Arcade tokens. Alright, next up we're fighting Quicksilver on node 33. This is a Photon fight, and Not really any reason in particular that Photon's good for this one. It's just the fact that she has a bunch of charges, so once we drop the SP2 with power backs and stuff, we're just in a really nice rhythm to kill this Quicksilver extremely fast. And yeah, the lag spike here, just look how bad that lag spike was. I was a little nervous in the middle of that, but yeah, luckily nothing bad happened. Drop the SP2, get a nice crit at the end. He didn't even have enough charges to prevent miss yet, so I was reacting like he was going to prevent my miss. But yeah, he only has 100 charges, and I believe he needs 300 for that to happen. And yeah, Photon is going to kill him, I believe, with this SP2 here. If not, then a hit or so afterwards. No, that killed him right there. Alright. That's my only Photon fights this war. Yeah, so now we're going to be doing Mr. Negative and arcade stuff. Next up, Negative versus this Kindred on node 37. Negative, if he's awakened, he's going to heal from degeneration, and then in general, you don't have to have him awakened for this, but each unique debuff on the opponent is going to increase your degen resistance by 40%, making him a very, very safe Kindred counter. I don't play this fight extremely well. Closer to the end, you're going to see I just misplay during the rooted phase. But it's going to be fine. I'm going to drop the SP2 right after countering his SP1 here. And then we go for the SP2, place 12 degens, which isn't nearly his max cap, but it's enough to get him into the root phase for sure. And then I don't know, I should have just dropped the special attack, but I didn't. And then I ate a heavy attack, but luckily it's just a couple potions, it's not a big deal. Okay, next up we have Arcade versus Node 40 Bishop, and this is an interesting fight. I wouldn't say Arcade's like one of the best options for this one, but he does a pretty good job of it just because you can activate your power up pre-fight and then go Incinerate immune, making all of that safe with Bishop. And then what we're going to do in this fight is just poison him to death. That's literally it. We're going to be having that heal block uptime very often, so we don't need to worry about the node or basically anything. I just continue to place that poisonous cloud and then just keep doing that and then chip him down with poison damage. We're not going to throw any special attacks in this fight because both of them would be placing energy damage debuffs, and that's just not something you want to do versus Bishop because of the damage back he's going to do. So yeah. Anyway, he does this relatively well. It's just not the fastest fight because you only have your poison damage. But yeah, we can just block special attacks like this. We only lost 4% there because Arcade gains a lot of armor rating per Arcade token he has, and I have 9 there, which is almost the max. So yeah, get the heal block back. The beginning of the fight went pretty rough, but now that he's like almost locked in the corner, we're going to be able to keep him there, keep placing poisons, and then we can start doing some actual good damage. So yeah, heavy attack there, charge heavy there, triggers the stun. Just keep going for heavy attacks. Now he's got 7 poisons on him. Those are ticking relatively hard. And then at one point in this fight, I'm going to stop trying to counter his SP1 because I'm just like, yeah, it's not working. I don't know why I continue to do this. Yeah, there, I think that was the last time I'm going to try to actually counter his SP1 because like every time I tried, it would be like really close to not working. So I'm just like, yeah, it's not worth it. It's not worth trying to trigger the auto block because if I trigger the auto block, I'm going to lose my arcade tokens, and I do need those for the next fight. So let's just try to not do that. And then yeah, we'll combo him to death right here. He dies to the poison damage. So there we go, Bishop soloed. Yeah, node 40 Bishop down just like that. And then I'm switching my masteries to no resonate because resonate is bad versus Domino. Every time the weakness doesn't trigger, you're gonna eat crit fail damage. So yeah, that's not good. We don't want to do that. So yeah, versus this Domino, it's on Hazard Shift, Shock, and Incinerate. We activate our Game Wizard and Power Up pre-fights, which will give us Shock and Incinerate immunity, allowing us to completely counter the node. And the only thing left is Aggression Prowess and just a big Domino. So this is a rank 3 Domino with 6-star Arcade. Once we get her into the corner, we can start placing a bunch of our debuffs, and that's going to be a lot better. Get the heal block active right there, and then She's got a bunch of regens, but it doesn't even matter. And we have that heal block up once again, of course. And, yeah, get her in the corner, trigger my heavy attack to place the cloud. And then, at this point, she evades me there, which is annoying, but it's fine. Continue to place poison debuffs on her, and she's just melting away. The Incinerate and Bleed that we placed initially didn't hit very hard because of the fact that we didn't have any arcade tokens when launching it. But we're chilling. She's in that corner again. She's gonna not evade the heavy attack. She does it a little bit later in the fight. But now, yeah, she's just melting at this point. The fight's not gonna last much longer. Drop the SP2, does some nice damage, and then we have just so many damage over time debuffs. Evades there, it's fine, doesn't really matter. And then I have the auto block, of course, if I ever need it, because I don't need any more arcade tokens because that was my last arcade fight. Next up and last up is yet another rank 3 Enchantress boss. This is like my 4th time fighting a rank 3, like 5th time fighting an Enchantress on the war boss, 11th Enchantress in total, I think. So yeah, going into this, extremely confident. I've gotten the fight down to a really nice loop. I just need her AI to play relatively ball, and then we're chilling. Counter the heavy attack right there, go for an intercept right there. Gonna bait a heavy attack, go for a heavy attack of my own, and that's gonna remove all her spells. So really good start. Here I'm gonna bait her special 1, and then I'm gonna go for the counter just to pause the power charge gain for a little bit. I need her to throw a heavy attack. She doesn't really do it yet, but then she does, except I run into it like an idiot. I don't know why I just messed up. It's fine. Charge my heavy right here. She dashes in, counts as an intercept, and then go for my special 2. Place 21 degens, which are doing almost 20k per tick, and she's just melting at this point. Gonna push her to SP3, and then we're gonna eat the SP3 with an indestructible boost. So we take no damage from this, get the charm debuff, which is just gonna be some willpower healing. And yeah, we're very set up for success right now. She's at 36% with a little bit more degen damage to tick afterward. Okay, so never mind, I lied. No more degen damage to tick. But we have a lot of health still. Getting a bunch of parries in to ramp up some energy for my next special attack. And then I go for an evade here. I'm gonna mess up and do something stupid. Right here, I let my guard down, so she dashed back and then threw a special 1. It's fine. There's just some spells I'm gonna have to get rid of. And I'm in my corner, so it's a little bit scary. Drops another special 1 right there. Again, it's still okay. I just need to play chill in the corner. I'm gonna go for a light attack. It misses. Still okay, and then we don't miss there. Get an intercept, drop the SP2 right here, removes the purple spells, and then those 12 degens are going to be enough to finish her off, and that is another rank 3 Enchantress boss soloed. So anyway, the war is still going at the time of recording this. It's relatively even right now, but by the time I public the video, it's going to be over. So I'll tell you guys in the comment sections what the score was like. But yeah, thank you guys so much for watching this one. I hope you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next Alliance War video.